August 1969. With no suspects nor motive, the Tate LaBianca murders has the City of Angels paralyzed with fear.
Everybody felt like they might be next.
It was almost like as if Los Angeles was having a nervous breakdown.
At Spahn Ranch, deputies of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department came looking for Charles Manson, but it had nothing to do with murder.
Property owners around the Spahn Ranch were complaining about these hippie-type people driving their dune buggies on the other ranch's private property. The 102 deputy sheriffs completely surrounded this ranch.
The raid netted a huge stockpile of firearms and some stolen vehicles.
And I'm sure that they felt we were being arrested for murder.
More than 20 people were arrested, but the family's leader was nowhere to be found.
Manson was hiding under one of the buildings on the property, and he refused to come out and was eventually forcibly removed.
When the district attorney decided there wasn't enough evidence to prosecute, the group was released from the county jail. Manson decided that staying at Spahn was getting too risky.
Charlie always talked about going to the desert. I said, Charlie, that's a great idea. Go out to Death Valley. That society is perfect for you, and there is no society in Death Valley.
Getting here to Barker Ranch wasn't easy. It was difficult, very difficult. They showed up with this bus. It was a miracle that they got the bus up here.
The family moved here to Barker Ranch. Built in the 1930s, it is located in an extremely rugged and desolate area of Death Valley. You are looking at the last footage of the ranch, shot by Fox News before it was gutted by a suspicious fire in May of 2009.
Charlie wasn't very impressive to Carl and I.
Harder's prospecting partner was Carl Rona, pictured here with Manson.
He was trying to talk religion with Carl about the Book of Revelation, and that didn't go very far.
Manson's family was splintering. A few days after the murders, Linda Kasabian had fled Spahn Ranch and returned home to New Hampshire. Tex Watson decided to bolt Barker Ranch and headed back to Texas.
Tex was the only one that I was ever suspicious of that time. He's the butcher boy.
Krenwinkel, Atkins, Van Houten, and other members of the family remained with Manson at the ranch.
And it was much like living at Spahn Ranch, but it was different too. It was much darker and it was more desperate. You could feel the tension.
Racing through the desert in stolen dune buggies, Manson dreamed of recreating the days of Ramo and the Desert Corps. California Highway Patrolman James Purcell began to take a closer look at the family.
Our interest in the group was as a group of hippies in a stolen car ring. We had no knowledge that this was a group from the Los Angeles crimes.
Purcell and a park ranger made a visit to Barker Ranch, where they encountered a group of scruffy young women.
The manner of dress ranged from totally nude to totally clothed. The gal, who's later identified as Squeaky Fromm, told us that they were Girl Scouts from the Bay Area.
Interviewing locals, Purcell began hearing wild tales of drug use, sex orgies, and a leader who thought he was Jesus Christ. In early October, it was confirmed that the group was in possession of stolen vehicles.
We hiked into the Barker Ranch area, took up positions around the cabin, waiting for everybody to get in place.
17 family members were arrested, but Manson was nowhere in sight. 2 days later, he was spotted entering the cabin.
I went to the back door of the cabin, shoved the door open. I could see 7 people in the room. I directed each out.
Once again, the 5'2" Manson seemed to have vanished. Purcell searched the cabin's tiny bathroom.
There was a sink and a tiny cupboard beneath it. Long hair was hanging out, and this figure emerged from this tiny cupboard. And I asked him who he was, and he said, Charles Manson. Charlie was booked in as Manson, Charlie M., a.k.a. Jesus Christ, a.k.a. God.
It was right here on this corner, outside the now abandoned Hall of Justice, where the Manson girls put on a freak show during the trial. Coming up, swastikas, shaved heads, and crawling on hands and knees.